See, yeah, that's the problem though. I don't know the history of like hair shops and why and how it came to be that so many of them chains as well are owned by people that are not black.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know the history.
The guy
of
that owns PAX, he says that he's black.
Didn't he say he's Caribbean?
Anyway.
So if we want to talk history,
I don't know. Somebody, boy, use the hashtag TD podcast and let us know. let us know. Hello. Hi guys, and welcome to 161 of the Tutus podcast. I am Nana.
And I'm Ro.
And together we are Tutus. It's been a minute. Please welcome our guest. We haven't had a guest in a long time.
No, our last episode was a guest.
Oh, was it? Okay, we haven't recorded in 2 weeks. Okay, all right. Welcome to the podcast, Jamelia Donaldson.
hey.
Hello, hi.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. How
I feel like now the camera's on. You shy. I feel like the camera's on. You shy. If you guys can see what is behind us, look at this beautiful box. Treasure Tress, full of amazing products. Okay, so for the people who don't know what Treasure Tress is, can you please tell us what it is?
Sure. So it's a subscription service for your hair. So each month we help you discover and deliver to your doorstep new products to try. So like trying to figure out what works for your hair can be really overwhelming because there's so many products that do so many different things and you're not always clear on like what's the difference between them, what do they do? So essentially we send you like bite-sized amount of products every month to try so that you can figure out what works for you. So every box has a cleanser, a conditioner, a leave-in conditioner, and then a styler, which can be like a gel or an oil.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's amazing. What made you think about doing this? Because I think it's an amazing idea. Like, as you said, like people don't know what to use in their hair. And I think growing up, for me personally, I haven't always known what to use for my hair or what works for my hair because there's so many products out there and it can be overwhelming. Like, when was that light bulb moment? Like, oh, this is what I could do.
I feel like there were like a lot of small things when I was growing up. And then there was one trip that I took to New York and that's when I discovered that business model. And I was like, oh, that is sick. We don't have it in the UK. So if no one else does it, I'm going to do it. So growing up, I've always loved hair. Like in nursery, I used to get in trouble because I wasn't paying attention. I was always playing with someone's hair. And then secondary school, I used to get paid to do people's hair at lunchtime and after school. And then like I wanted to be a hairdresser, but my mum was like, no. My mum's a teacher, so she was like, that's nice. You can own a salon, but you can't be a hairstylist. And I was like, right then, change of plan. And so then I went really, really academic. I was like, all right, I'm going to be a lawyer. Ended up studying business and international relations. And during that degree, which was actually in Birmingham, I spent a year in New York and that's when I discovered like all these different subscription boxes. There were subscription boxes for like socks, for ties, for sweets, for dog food, literally everything. And then I looked at the UK and I was like, we don't have, not only do we not have the products, but we don't have anything like that to help us explore beauty in a way that's fun.
That's so interesting how everything sort of came full circle because you wanted to do something, involving hair and you did business and, I guess your mum was kind of right.
I know.
She said, go in a different direction, babe.
But you still came back there anyway. Do you know what I mean? I like that.
It's true. But the thing is, in today's day and age, you can be a really, really successful hairstylist.
You can, yeah.
But just from her point of reference, that just wasn't a viable
about the
option.
African aunties, isn't it? Like the Beckham aunties. That's what she was thinking about.
Yeah, it's true. But do you know what as well? It's your parent, innit? She wants the best for you.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
And I always think about corporate things and things like that. But I guess with this, you kind of merged them both together.
Which is amazing.
Exactly. Which I didn't expect. And to be honest, I didn't actually intend to study business. That was almost like serendipitous because I actually wanted to study law.
Right.
But I missed the requirement ever so slightly. And then my mum was like, do you want to go to another university or stay at that university and do a different degree? And so I chose to stay there and do a different degree, which turned out to be business, but that's not the degree that I wanted. And I didn't even intend to start a business when I was studying business.
Right.
So it's funny how things happen.
Oh, so how long has Treasure Tress been going for?
In November, it'll be 8 years.
8 years?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That's really good because I feel like especially this year, we've seen a lot of like black-owned businesses kind of like crumble.
Which is so
It's really
sad.
Yeah.
And so what are some of the things you've had to overcome, especially being a black-owned business specifically? Because I think we obviously have different challenges to people who are not black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
Like
are some of those
counterparts.
challenges? Yeah.
I feel like, where do you start?
Like,
even knowing what to do. So my mum's a teacher. She's now a part-time lecturer. My dad's a bus driver. So
Oh, I was a bus driver.
hey, there you go.
Yeah, big up him there.
Exactly. So when it comes to starting a business, I couldn't go to my mum because my mum didn't know. My dad didn't know. But I think between them, they gave me a really good balance of like, my mum was very much like, do your best academically. My dad was like, just make sure whatever you do, you enjoy it. Like, I don't care what it is, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So between them, I had like a really good balance. But I think one of the early challenges is if you don't come from a lineage of like entrepreneurs or business owners, you're figuring out everything from the first time. Like, how do you file your accounts? How do you employ people?
Yeah.
What's payroll? What's PAYE? Like, how much tax do I need to pay? There's so many different things that you literally just have to learn as you go along.
Yeah.
And it can be really overwhelming. And then there's also the time commitment that's required for you to learn all of those things.
Yep.
So you can't be outside as much as you want to be because really you need to figure out how to file those taxes before you get fined.
Yeah,
and
way.
a million other things. So I think the initial learning curve for me was really, really steep because I didn't have anyone within my direct network that I could ask those questions. And then fundraising is another thing. Like Black women receive, I think it's like 0.01% of VC funding.
Crazy.
So even down to the basic things like getting money to start your business or like finding people with money to back you in business, it's pretty much non-existent. And I think that starts even for the US. So when we think about the UK,
Yeah, smaller.
Yeah.
even smaller.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because even for us as well as creatives, we're always like, where do we find funding?
Where do we find funding? Yeah.
Like, even if you find the funding, are they going to even give it to us? Because, you know, we're Black and then we're queer on top of that. So what now?
Yeah.
So I can only imagine, like, in business as well, especially.
Yeah.
Them Tories where they're keeping them pot.
keeping it to themselves. They're keeping it to themselves. You've been going for 8 years. Was that at, you know, any point in that time that you thought, oh my God, like I might have to give this up, or do you know what I mean? Because it's, as you explained, like it's really hard, you know, like getting money to fund it and all of that. Was there any point in time you thought, oh, maybe this is not gonna work
Frequently.
out?
Frequently. Like sometimes at the beginning it was like what do I even need to do next? Because I also didn't have a network in the beauty industry.
Right.
So I didn't know anyone. I had this concept and I had an idea, but I didn't know who to turn to because I didn't have any network to pull on yet. So it was like, first of all, how the hell do I build this network?
Yep.
Okay, I can try, but like people not responding to your email when you're starting out, that is heartbreaking. You know?
Sad. Yeah. It feels like rejection, innit?
Literally.
What kind of, like, what was it? Was it like suppliers? What was it? That wasn't
like the brands that I wanted to work
Yeah,
with.
right,
So I was
yeah.
like, okay, natural hair. I know what products are good for natural hair. Like this is my hit list. This is who I want to work with. But first of all, a lot of them are in the US.
Yeah.
So they were like cute idea, but you're in the UK and that's not our focus right now. So not getting responses for that reason. And then two, it was like, how big is your company? So I'm kind of like, oh, I'm just starting it. And so trying to convince them and like sell them on the vision so that they come on board, so that when you do grow, they're able to grow with you, which fortunately a lot of brands have.
Yeah.
But to start off with, it was like
So
so.
what brands was it like? Because was like, okay, cool, we'll jump on board.
Yeah.
In the
Do
beginning.
you know
Like
what?
first.
Special shout out to Palmer's, you know.
We Palmer's.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's
Because-
nostalgic for me.
They even found us. Like at the time, Treasure Tress was just an Instagram page, and I had a landing page where I was like collecting information and data, but I didn't have any product out. The box wasn't out yet. And the marketing manager messaged me like, hey, we'd love to be a part of this. And I was like, what? Palmer's? And so our first box featured their hair care range. And then ever since then, we've been working with them. They're one of the sponsors of our pop-up shop.
Amazing.
We've done for Black girls who can't dance with them. We've done for Black girls who can't unplug. We've done so many different events with them. So yeah.
So it's not even
Special
just
shout out.
just the products and the subscription. It's also like, you know, workshops and building a community like that. Tell us about that. Like, why is that so important?
I think because the main difference that I noticed when I came back to the UK was that the US had a community for everything and anything.
Everything.
Literally.
There is a group for
everything.
everything. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, and if you slap Black girl on top, yeah.
There's something for everything. And I was like, when I came back here, it was like, there are so many Black women with natural hair. There's women who want to revert back to natural hair. There's women with relaxed hair who just want their hair to be healthy, but there weren't like events and conferences at the scale that there were in the US. So I was like, let me just start building, like, let me start putting on events that I want to go to or that I enjoyed going to when I was in the US and see what happens. So community's always been a big part of what we do. And then as we started working with brands through the boxes, they were like, actually, Jamelia, can you lot do this for us? And I was like, well, yeah. Can you do this? And anything they asked me to do, I was like, yeah. Didn't know how I was going to do it. Didn't have the team to do it, but managed to execute it, managed to find the team. So yeah, I think, but also in business, for me, it's the people that make it enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is, and I know that Instagram tells a different story, but the reality of running your business is that you're sitting in front of a laptop typing emails. Like, that's it. And working on spreadsheets. That's it.
Yeah.
But until you meet people, that's when you realize that, oh my God, like what I'm doing actually has an impact on other people. And like, I'm helping people and people are grateful and people are making friendships with people that are part of this community as well. And it just gets so much more meaning.
Yeah. It does. And do you know what I was thinking as well, as you were saying that, is my brother actually started a hair care line.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, remember with his ex, remember?
Oh, yes.
Remember? And do you know what? He was doing like oils and like moisturize something. He did something with it.
Yeah.
And I think he even had conditioner and shampoo as well. And he used to make it in the house and then sell it. But I think most of their customers were in America. But he did that. He started that like way before lockdown. When I think about it, maybe like 6 years ago now. I found out the other day he still has that business. I didn't know he still had the business.
No way.
Yeah.
Does he still have it with
his ex.
She got married the other day, boy. Oh, hey then. So interesting.
But they still got that going. But
that's amazing.
But just, I've seen like they have some dry spells and then it's really good and things like that. And I've seen it's very difficult for them to just establish themselves as a brand. And so at what point did you realize that, cool, like I'm a brand now and I'm here, like I'm one of the big dogs. Like, at what point? Or do you feel like you're still getting there? Because I feel like sometimes, even when you get to a certain point within your career or your business or whatever it is, you still feel like, oh, like, and there's more goals.
Because the goal is bigger. Do you know what I mean?
Like, literally. It feels like we're scratching the surface.
Yeah.
But then occasionally you meet someone and they're like, oh my God, oh, you run Treasure Tress. And they're like impressed and you're like, oh, okay, people do know about it.
Yeah.
But in your mind, you know what you want to do and you're like, I'm getting closer, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But I think a tipping point was probably... we had our first pop-up shop on Peckham High Street in 2018. And that for me was like, oh, wow, we're really onto something, because there were queues literally going all the way down the road and people showed up and showed out. Like it was so good. Yeah. And at that point I was like, wow, this really is more than just a subscription box. Like it is a community. It's sisterhood. It's literally all of those things. So I think at that point it was like, okay, cool, we're onto something.
Yeah. Do you know, I love that. Do you know what? Because as amazing. You know, we have our locks and everything and masculine and all that. People, I feel like our journey with our hair as well has been really important, integral part of how we even express our gender. Yeah. So like, for example, when I really was coming into my sexuality and into how I express myself, I cut my hair off because I just felt like that was aligning with how society wanted to see me. But really, did I want short hair? No, I didn't.
How did you feel when you cut your hair?
We all told you not to. But...
Yeah. Do you know what? I felt quite insecure actually when I cut my hair, because it was the most masculine hairstyle that I had. Okay. And then so that means the society, most people misgendered me at the time. Everyone thought I was a little boy. I'll be driving the bus and I'm like, you're right, mate, you're right, sir, and all this business. That's when I really, really deeped it, like how your hair, like how society perceives you as a person because the way your hair is. Right. And like, I didn't really realize that before. And for me, I was like, okay, I need to find a hairstyle that I like, I'm comfortable with, and I have to kind of shout out how what everyone else thinks about it, because even though I had this short hair and everyone made me seem like a very masculine person, I wasn't that very masculine person, and I had to be comfortable with that disconnect with society and how they're perceiving me. So like then I started locks, but I always wanted locks, but I feel like it was something I had to get in my 40s for some reason. Why do you think that? That's what a lot of people say, you know. Because I've been looking at Whoopi Goldberg on TV,
but she's had locks from time.
Yeah,
like.
she has. But I just one day, in fact, I was bored. I didn't know what to do. Then I dyed my hair like Sideshow Bob for like a few weeks. She did. And then I just went and got locks. And that's been it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah.
But how did you manage to like separate yourself from how society perceives you?
Do you know, I kept having to get haircuts. I kept going for the haircuts.
Okay.
And it was kind of like
finding ways to enjoy it.
Yeah. Find ways to enjoy it. And I wish I experimented more with shorter hair because I didn't experiment that much. I just had like one
Back
line in the middle.
side.
Yeah, one second back and side, one line in the middle sometime every now and then. And that was it. But sometimes I wish I was painted with colour. Sometimes I wish I had these things. But there was not community for me to like turn around and be like, oh, should I do this for advice? Nana was just there. And Nana was just saying, but cut your hair.
I had my hair cut for like 10 years though. I cut my hair at 17. Because before that, like when I was about 4, my mum took me to Ghana and I was staying with this witch. And she like, you know, when you're a kid, like when you have afro hair, you cry when your hair gets done. Like no kid loves getting their hair done. Like I used to scream the house down. My mum used to deal with it, but this witch, she permed my hair. She permed my hair at 4 years old without my mum's consent.
Yeah, they did that to my daughter as well. I took her to Ghana and I took her to my auntie's house. I came back and she had relaxed hair.
Like, how do you do that?
No, that's so disrespectful.
It's so bad. And then I cut my hair off because by the time I was 17, I had like 3 strands in a hairband. So I said, you know what, this hair's not healthy. Let me cut it off. So I cut it off. And I had short hair for like 10 years. Do you know what I mean? And then I was relaxing it and like doing like a little wavy look. And at some point I was like, I want natural hair. Like I don't want to keep relaxing my hair. And obviously it's your choice to whatever you want to do with your hair. Like if you want to relax it, that's fine. But I didn't want to. So I went natural. And then I was like, oh, what the fuck am I going to do with my hair? And I feel like masculine presenting people never know what to do with their hair.
Yeah,
it's even
lots of the default.
It's just the default because we never know like what to do with our hair.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm glad you're here because I'm hoping that people get these boxes because I really feel like so I'm into skincare and I had a skincare page, all of that. And loads of people used to message me and be like, oh, like, I see skincare and I just think it's for the girly girls.
If it's not.
Like, so I don't buy it. So I'm thinking, do you want ashy skin or something? I don't
Listen, you not having a skin routine as a person, as a grown adult, that's a bit crunk. And when we say crunk, it's a bit dusty. Do you know what I mean?
So I just feel like with hair, even like I saw Plant Maids, so Plant Maids are also in here as well.
Yes.
I did a campaign with them just after lockdown.
Yeah.
And loads of people were like, but they bought it afterwards because they were like, oh, someone that looks like me is taking care of their hair and using this product.
Yeah.
So people started buying it and they were telling me, oh, their locks are growing, their edges that don't fall out was growing and whatever. And I hope that people understand, they can kind of get with it and be like, Treasure Tress, you know, I can have lots of products and buy it. It's a variety of things you can get.
And you can try because it's a subscription as well.
That's it. Like the idea is to make it feel fun again. Because as you said, as little black girls, you're used to getting your hair done and crying your eyes out. But why?
So for 8.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we actually enjoy our hair? Why is there trauma attached to us maintaining our hygiene, which is doing our hair? Like, why can't we actually enjoy it like everyone else does? So that's a big part of it for us as well. Like, how do we help people understand their hair, but personally? Because everyone asks their friends for recommendation, but how that conditioner works in your friend's hair is not how it's going to work in your hair. Even if your hair looks exactly the same, it's going to have a different density, different porosity, like so many different variables. It's going to be completely different. And ultimately, you don't know until you try. But I'm just hoping that black women black people stop going to the hair shops altogether because we deserve better.
Can we touch on that, please? Because it's a bit awkward. Okay, it's not awkward, but it's just a bit like...
What, hair shops?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
It's actually like... abuse.
Because if we go in there, we ask for, we can't ask for advice. No. We can't ask for what product should I use.
Oh, you mean like go to like packs?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We can't ask for advice because the people we're asking advice from, they don't have the same hair as us. So it just doesn't make sense. So I think that what you're doing here, it's just what we need.
Yeah.
As a community, it's what we need.
But I just, the hair shops have us in a chokehold. And there are black-owned hair shops. I just wish that there were more. And all across London. I know there's a few in South, but North, West and East, I don't really know of many. But
there's one by us, Derek shop. I always forget what it's called, but we know the shop owner. His name's Derek.
He's black owned. Yeah. That's the problem though. I don't know the history of like hair shops and why and how it came to be that so many of them chains as well are owned by people that are not black.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know the history.
The guy
of
that owns Pax, he says that he's black.
He said he's Caribbean.
Anyway.
So if we want to talk history,
I don't know. Somebody, boy, use the hashtag TD podcast and let us know. let us know what it is. But tell us about the pop up. Like, this is exciting.
Yes. So once a year to celebrate our brand anniversary, we have a pop up shop. So it started in Peckham. The next year we went to Shoreditch, and then the next year. where did we go? Oh, it was online because of COVID.
Oh,
And then we had it in London Bridge. Last year we done Birmingham, this year's Birmingham. And the idea is that when you come to our pop-up shops, you get to build your own box. So we call it BYOB. But our team actually know the products and understand here, so we can actually help you curate a box that works for you. So you leave the shop confident that, okay, cool, I've got the products that I think are going to work for me. You might love them, you might not, but equally, at least you're not breaking the bank buying them individually.
Right.
And then the idea is that you find the products that work for you and you continue to purchase those ones. So it's also not just a pop-up. We always have some kind of activation, some excitement. In the past, we've had like braid bars, nail bars. We always have DJs. Launch party, closing party. There's always just a lot going on.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's to just elevate our expectations as far as what we expect when we go shopping for beauty products, because we shouldn't have to deal with sales assistants that don't know the staff. We shouldn't have to be followed around the store.
Yep.
The product should be genuine and real and not replicas. Like there's so many things that are just wrong with the way that we shop for beauty at the moment. And so the idea is that the pop-up shop just makes us just expect more and demand more from retailers altogether, so that we feel like we're being catered to properly and we're actually seen, represented and celebrated, as opposed to just tolerated when we come into those stores.
Yeah. Ooh. So is everyone you work with, are they all black?
On my team's all black.
Yeah.
And the like brands that we work with, are they all black? Is that
No, your team.
Oh yeah, my team's, I'd say 98% black. Yeah.
How was building a team? Because obviously you started, I was telling you before that my friend had this business, and she always used to say that being in business is lonely because she doesn't have a business partner. And she always used to say, I wish I had a business partner, just because I wish I could have someone to vent to and things like that. And then she's got a team, but it's not the same as having a business partner.
Yeah.
And she said one of the hardest things about business has, apart from all the admin stuff, but has been maintaining a good team. So how has that been for you, like building a team and making sure that they're all, because like, this is like someone that's quite passionate, so they also have to be passionate about as well, what's happening as well. So how have you found that process?
Building a team is challenging, but equally I think it's one of those skills that you have to refine it over time. Like you have to learn as you go along. You can hear all of the like logic and theory about how to build a good team, but really you don't know until you've like made mistakes, corrected them, made good hires, made bad hires. It is challenging.
People are unreliable. That's what I had to.
But I think especially when I started Treasure Tress, I was 23. So I was super young, and my stance for business then was like, we're all going to be friends and we're all going to build this business together. And then you realize, okay, we can be friendly, but like this is a business. We need to generate money, which means we all need to do our job. And so I think early on, I allowed the like personal professional lines to get a little bit too blurred, which made it really difficult when it's time to have a difficult conversation, or when it's a transition and it's time for someone to go. Like that's difficult as well. So yeah, it's a journey, but I equally wouldn't have changed it because it really challenges you as a person.
Yeah,
like you have to become a better person.
You as a person.
Yeah, you have to become a better person, because there's things that even I've done in the past and I'm like, that wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But equally, who teaches you how to lead a team when you've just graduated from uni? Absolutely no one. You have to learn on the job.
Yeah. So that 23 is very young.
Yeah.
Like, when I think back to 23,
I was coasting, boy, child. I don't have anything in this brain.
What was I doing when I was 23?
Listen,
What did you work when you were 23?
I think I was working in admin, mate. I was running away from my dreams. She was chasing hers.
I know.
Different.
To be fair, I was working full time when I started Treasure Tress.
I was working full time.
And that I was working corporate full time.
That must have been crazy.
It was mad. The team that I was working in, you had to be in the office between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Yeah.
And then
you still had time.
Yeah.
Energy at that age.
And you got to slap commuting on top. Because obviously you didn't really work from home then.
You got to slap
you didn't.
commuting on top. You got to slap
I actually
spending
can't
time.
believe that people used to go to work 5 days.
Yeah, but they want people to go back though. They want people.
Nah,
We
that's
know
wild.
that we can do it without going to work.
No one's
Stop
going
it,
back.
guys.
No.
Just no.
I just don't want to go back to that.
No one wants.
I don't want it for
office.
myself, which means I don't want it for my team either. Because
Yeah.
I
So
hear
your
that.
team all work from home?
we were in the office 2 days a week
Yeah.
and then work from home 3 days a week. But equally, some of the team are in different countries or in different cities.
Okay.
So they're 100% remote. So some of the London team come in
Right.
on Wednesdays and Fridays, and then the rest of the time we're remote. But it works. And I think it's just a requirement of building a business and a team in today's world. Like no one wants to go to the same place for 5 days a week
No.
when their friends are at home or co-working spaces. I think over time I've come to appreciate more of like not the work-life balance, but like enjoying the work that you do and allowing yourself to find environments where you feel like you can thrive and like mix things up and spark your creativity rather than sitting in the same room for 5 days a week every day.
You gotta be flexible.
Because let's be honest, even in lockdown, that was annoying.
That was
sitting in the house all
too
day, every
much.
day, doing your work in the same place you're
Makes you go
sleeping.
crazy.
It drives you crazy. It actually does.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like, where you meant to get new ideas from?
It's true.
Yeah.
You're not, you can't feel inspired. You can't get inspired. Like seeing the same thing. That's what I hate. Like I like my days to be different as as possible as it can be. I don't like the same mundane, like routine, samey shit. It actually drives me insane.
Yeah.
So like that's nice that they get to like, they get to have a bit of a balance. Like I think that's great. If you're a boss and you're listening to this, please don't be sending your people to the office 5 days a week.
But to be fair, I think a lot of it, especially post-pandemic, is to do with trust now, right? Because people absolutely say they're working from home and absolutely do nothing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then you can tell like if the work's not being done. Because some people can work smart. They can do all the work and then they'll go to the park or something, go to the pub.
Yeah.
But then you know when someone is faffing about because the work's not being done. That's the thing. But it does come down to trust.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like if you can trust your team, then absolutely be flexible. But I even think like if you can't trust your team, just get rid of them,
It's true.
Because the hassle and the stress that it puts you under to try to micromanage them
is terrible.
too much.
You gotta have people that you do trust though. And you have to try and find honest people. Like some people are just not good at working from home because they get distracted by everything that's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're that person, be honest about that you have to kind of have an environment where it's like a table and chair, it's quiet and stuff. You gotta be honest, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, I really think it's good that you kind of went to a different city to do the pop-up.
Yeah.
Because everything's very London-based.
Yeah, and there's black people
And there's
everywhere.
a lot of black people in Birmingham.
Mm.
And I just, because it's fun, but I thought that you were based in Birmingham because I knew the pop-up last year was there. So I thought, maybe they're actually based in Birmingham then.
No.
But actually, we need to get this London main character.
You lot should come to Birmingham.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to
we
come.
should.
I'm going to come. When is the pop-up?
The launch is on the 22nd of September. Save the day.
Okay.
22nd, that's,
We're free.
we're back from my
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, we're free.
Is that a Friday?
That's a Friday. And then
Oh,
the
we can do
first
that.
day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then the first day of trade is the 23rd. But even if you lot want to do like a live podcast in the store, feel free because there's nothing to pay. We've paid for everything. So
That'd be fun.
That'd be cute.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot, actually.
Yeah, because we do have like quite a few listeners in Birmingham.
And people
yeah.
Birmingham's a lit city. Like
Yeah.
London, we're just spoiled. There's too much going on. There's too much choice. Birmingham, there's not as much choice. And people really come out and they put their money where their mouth is. Like I couldn't believe how many boxes people were buying in one go in Birmingham.
Mad.
Wow.
It's a serious place. I like it.
Oh, so how much are the boxes?
So the boxes are £25 a month if you get a monthly subscription, and then the price goes up incrementally if you have like a bi-monthly subscription or a bi-annual subscription, and you can buy the boxes one-off for £55, which is even amazing value for money because most of our boxes are worth like £80 plus.
Yeah,
Thought so,
there's a
yeah.
lot of things in there.
Yeah.
Even like, if you get like 2 plant made, the plant made is expensive.
You try. It bought me like £38. When I was buying it was like £38 for a bottle. Like I think it was like a
Yeah, but it's worth it though.
Plant made in there for you
Yeah.
guys, and I put Pattern in there as well.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh,
also
yeah.
not a cheapy brand, but
Yeah.
a sick brand.
That's what's her name?
Tracy Ellis Ross.
That's
Yeah.
what somebody told me. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
I think somebody said that you were really excited that you got pattern.
Yeah, I was excited because I was like, this must work. It's called pattern. I mean, like just seeing stuff that like you're excited by. When I opened the box, I was excited. Do you know what I mean?
Good. And what I do like as well is sometimes we feature brands and people are like, and then they try it and they're like, oh, do you know what? It's
Bring
actually
people
good.
on.
Yeah.
What brands have you featured?
Literally everyone. Shea Moisture, Pattern, Plant Made. Our last box was a skincare brand, so slightly different. We featured Ava Estelle. I was meant to bring you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Birmingham.
Birmingham. Link up.
Literally everyone.
Yeah.
Flora and Curl. We've done Tresemme. We've done Mane and Tell. We've done Pantene. We've done Pantene Gold Series.
Wow.
Literally pretty much any hair care brand you can think of, we've featured.
Yeah.
But I would say post-pandemic, the momentum maintained for Black-owned brands where people are like, I specifically want this brand. Like, I do enjoy these other brands, but I want this brand. And so that's always at the forefront of our mind. Like, how can we feature more Black-owned brands? But equally, smaller brands that can't afford to do the box at the scale that we do, like, how can we still involve them in things? And the pop-up shop's a great option for them because we do feature, like, really small brands that can only do, like, 50 units or something. At least their products are on the shelves next to the big boys, like Shay, so that people think, oh, okay, that's a brand that I've seen. I've never tried it before, and now I want to try it.
Yeah, that's nice, you know, because there's a lot of smaller brands and their products are still good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? They're still good. They just
and they're made with love
in the career for it to be like Pantene or something like that. But they're just equally as good.
They are. But it's like that educational piece, like how do we teach brands how to grow quicker and to truly scale? But equally, how are we more responsible consumers? Because we're very loud as a people.
Yeah, but we're loud about the right things sometimes.
But equally, if we were really loud about like brands and companies that we absolutely love, not just the ones that are closing or that have done us bad, like then we would be thriving.
I think so. Like, obviously, there's a brand called Glossary.
Yeah, I love that brand.
I love the Glossary. I always have the Glossary as part of my skincare routine every single time. It's Black owned by Rashan, and I just feel like a lot of people use it, but they don't shout about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, one thing about me, I'll shout about it.
Yeah. We must.
I've said them on my Instagram story the most ever. Okay, Siri. I feel like everyone that uses that product, I've shouted about them the most.
You have shouted.
I think I have. I think I have.
It's a necessity. Like, if we're wearing designer, we're tagging that designer. Why don't we have the same vim for the Black-owned products that we're using and wearing? Like, we absolutely should.
I believe so.
Absolutely.
One thing about me, I'm gonna buy Black-owned boy. everybody that knows me knows one thing about me. But I'm not just exclusive to that. At the same time, I think it's still important that it's a Black-owned business that is providing the service that they said that they're providing.
Absolutely.
In the timescales that it said, with the same quality of service and everything like that. Like, we shouldn't expect less just because it's Black owned.
Oh, absolutely not.
You know.
But I do think we should have like a code of conduct. We need to agree amongst ourselves.
I'm not going out in public and chatting shit about something.
We can't.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. That's
absolutely the code of
conduct.
conduct.
The group chat, but I'm
Like,
not calling, because it's harder for us. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
the code of conduct needs to be that you give constructive criticism in private and you give praise in public. That is it.
You know, just one thing, this is my friend and her business. One thing that really, really irks me that people do is, let's just say someone has come late for their appointment.
Yeah.
And she has a policy in place for lateness. And after that, you have to pay for another appointment, or you pay towards the appointment or something like that. And lots of people turn around and say, I'm only supporting you because you're Black owned. And they throw the fact that she's a Black owned business in her face all the time. Like, has that ever happened to you before?
Thankfully, no. But it is something that I hear a lot. One thing that we did get, I think this was like pre-BLM, was everyone, like, we did get people reaching out like, who owns this? Is this Black owned? So a lot of people were curious. But that is something that people like to use. Like, if they're not happy with something, it's like, this is why I don't support Black.
Yeah.
No.
That really, really gets on my nerves.
No, because ASOS mess up all the time.
All the time.
Like, you order next day delivery and it don't come next day, but you don't take it to Twitter. So
it's true.
That's number one thing that pisses me off, because I've been in her shop before and I've just literally seen someone come like an hour late for their appointment, even though she's called them and asked them where you are, and they've just lied about what time they come in. They get there. When I was there, this person came with their boyfriend or something.
No.
And they came to like just be cussing in the shop and just be like, I only came here because you're Black owned. Like, you're doing, like, they're doing her a favor.
And I think that's what the confusion is. Like, you came because she delivers a good service.
Yeah.
But now that you're not happy, you came because she's Black owned. That's not why you came. You came because you wanted her service.
Exactly. And like, let's be honest.
And she's delivering the service.
There's also over familiarity as well. Like, I think that it comes to, because she wouldn't do that elsewhere, would she?
Yeah, she wouldn't do that.
She wouldn't
and
do
I
that
feel like as
elsewhere.
consumers, we need to do better.
Yeah, we do need to. That's
and like,
wrong. Let's have some respect.
Yeah. I think that it's still community. Do you know what I'm saying? It's still
Yeah.
community. And I hate to say this, but like, other communities are uplifting each other's businesses in more healthy ways.
Yeah.
Because you could always, like, look at Jason did an article on Ashake's concert. He's a Black journalist.
Oh my God.
And it wasn't a good concert. So he said it wasn't a good concert, but he was very constructive.
Come and see
Yeah.
TikTok. The day that it came out, everyone's up in arms about
up
it.
in arms,
He
like,
didn't say anything bad. It was all constructive.
It's constructive.
It was
That's
all
all
constructive.
Yeah, and that's the point I want to get to. Like, we need to be constructive of each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, even the podcast, if you say something wrong, tell us.
Do you know what? Because it only
Yeah.
helps you grow when you're constructive.
Yeah.
If you're saying some negative shit that is bad vibes, I'm just going to be thinking about the bad vibesness. I'm
Yeah.
not going to be thinking about, okay, this is where I can be better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't see where I can change and do better.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing you talking shit and having an attitude and having a tone. And I can't, my ears are sensitive.
Yeah.
I must say though, like we've been really fortunate that, yeah, I think we've had a really good experience of like Black women just riding out. Like if they like the brand, they're loud about it and they say it. And I think one thing that I had to learn quite quickly was the complaint. Just take a moment, then digest it, and then just extract the value. Even if to start the person's rude, like just take out the bits that you need and actually work on that.
Yeah.
But something that definitely helped me doing that was I stopped doing customer service myself quite quickly because like this is something that you've poured your heart and soul in, and you know how hard you've tried to make it perfect, and then it's not always received on the other end, and then you just feel like so frustrated and so deflated, but then you still got to get up to fight another day. And it's like, nah, someone else can do that. Just tell me what I need to know so that I can improve, and then I'll do that. But as far as me, I couldn't do everything. That was too much.
Yeah, you have to delegate.
That's a good way to do it.
That's
boy.
working smart.
Because
You have to protect your peace and protect your creativity, because if you're so pissed off, how are you going to be creative?
Yeah.
How are you going to make anything?
Also, like, even if you get like loads of good reviews, like it's going to be that one bad one that sticks out for you for some reason. Like, it's just us. It's a human
But you know what? I've only seen good things though, to be honest.
I'm
not
happy
even
to hear
just saying that,
that.
but I've
Yeah,
actually only ever seen good
I'm
things.
so happy to hear that.
Yeah. And it means, I guess it's something to you, it's a testament to you that how you're working well when you're doing your thing, and I guess you're keeping the vision at the center of the business.
Yeah. I think it's I sometimes think it's a little bit unfair because everyone always compliments me, but it truly is like a team effort, and like not everyone's a hair expert, but like they're really passionate about the mission. So like our COO is a Black man, and he's so passionate about it because he's got 2 daughters, and he's like, listen, I'm doing my daughter's hair, I want to change the narrative, I want them to enjoy it. And everyone for that reason just goes above and beyond to like, how can we make this as refined as possible and shake off all the stereotypes that are associated with Black owned businesses, so that people don't tell us that they're only buying because we're Black owned, but you're buying because we're a really good business.
Yeah.
And Birmingham, the pop-up shop, was a testament to that, because I was just expecting like Black people to come. Everyone was coming to the store and buying. Like, I didn't know that there were so many Asian women with tightly curled hair, but they were buying. And Caucasian women were buying. And I was like, oh, wow, like this really is a service that is solving issues for more people than we initially anticipated.
Yeah.
Which is actually quite exciting, because it means that there's room for us to continuously grow.
Yeah.
It means anyone could be a customer.
Yeah.
Because even when you think about it, you see content with like white women who maybe have adopted Black kids, or they've got mixed race children, and this is something they need.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's true, isn't it?
Even like you know, the guy, like, he's so passionate about doing his because like, see, you know, we don't really see like men. I think, you know, nowadays we see more men doing their kids, like their daughter's hair and their son's hair. But even that is nice to see. Like,
so
you know,
nice
that's
to see
beautiful that he's interested in doing that, because it's not just a mum's job.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Taking care of a child is not, you know, it's
everyone's job.
everyone's job.
Fathers sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sign up for your daughters.
There was even there was a bald white man that came into the shop in Birmingham, and we were like,
What are you? What you gonna do? Braid your scalp?
we were like, hi. And then he was like, yeah, I've come in here to buy something for my wife. And I was like, okay.
Oh.
And he showed me a picture of his wife, Black woman.
Okay.
Mixed race daughter. And I said, okay, right, so what you need to do. But initially I was like, hi.
But you know what? My ex is bald, and she used to like get hair stuff.
I mean, she got the little, you know, obviously. How
She was
bold was
bald.
she? How bold was she?
I
Like,
used to shave her head all
it
the time.
wasn't, but it wasn't to the skin bold.
I used to shave her skin sometimes.
But I think it's like the pampering, isn't it?
Yeah.
Self-care.
She used to get the thing
Yeah, you still
And
need to,
oils.
you know.
and rub it in their temples. It's like, even bald people buy it.
You just want to feel like you're like taking care of yourself, pampering yourself. Because otherwise, how are you going to do that?
Yeah.
And how frequently are you actually going to go to the shop and buy a whole new range of products to try in one go?
I don't think I've ever done that. I feel like in the past, with my shopping habits with hair stuff, it's, especially in the beginning, it was based off of what my mum used to give me when I was younger. So it's like Blue Magic. And
Not Blue Magic.
And Sulfur 8. And
I remember that
pink,
Sulfur
the
8.
pink one. What was the pink lotion? Was it?
Yes.
Do you like
Yes.
that one?
That I can
And
smell it.
The smell. And then with time, as I got older, obviously I relaxed my hair. I used to relax my hair with Mazani. They used to use Mazani relaxer. And then as I got older,
That's a top tier relaxer though.
Oh yeah,
When you
you
know,
one thing about me. Yeah. My hairstylist even did Naomi Campbell's hair. That's another story.
I'm dumb.
But obviously as I got older, I now got natural hair and things like that.
Yeah.
Have changed. I need to experiment and things like that. I used to go online. I still didn't know what to get.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot. Like it's
Yeah.
a lot of
Overwhelming.
information.
Yeah.
How do you guys maintain your looks? Do you do it yourselves or do you always go salon?
anymore.
No, so I go to a loctician. We both go to the same loctician.
Oh, okay.
But during lockdown, Nana used to do my locks during lockdown.
Okay.
Nana can do her own.
I
You could
just-
do, but she's been lazy.
My
sometimes.
hair's got longer now, so I'm not doing that. Like just standing in front of the mirror and like just like doing it for 2 hours.
Yeah, but I do use oils,
Mm-hmm.
and if I can't get to the hairdresser, I'll wash it myself at home. But I wouldn't invest it afterwards. I'll just wash it. But I also do my daughter's hair.
Okay.
Well, I wash her hair
Mhm.
and I condition it and things like that. I'm not good at braids and all them things, but I do try to treat her hair for her.
There we go.
Yeah.
Does she enjoy it or is she...
Yeah, she does. She's in year 8 now. She's getting
Okay.
older. So she's we went to the hair shop the other day and she wanted hair for the edges, the band thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was even a thing.
Wait, is it the one that you like the paper one or
No, it's
one
one silk.
Oh, silk. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like a little
To
durag.
lay that.
Yeah, and so she's now getting into wanting to do her edges, and she keeps asking me what should she use for, and I'm rubbish with hair, so I need a box.
Yeah, you do.
I need a box.
You do.
Like, I'm rubbish. So like, the only thing I do is I wash it for her, but she's been watching YouTube videos and trying to experiment
good for
herself, things like that now.
her.
So yeah, that's what she's into at the moment.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that age where you're really trying to like just experiment, have
Yeah.
fun, and like find yourself and
Yeah.
find your image.
Yeah.
It's
True.
good.
Yeah, it's about like finding your identity as well, which
Yeah.
is nice. And even like me doing my own hair, I found it was like a sort of like a bonding time. Like
Mhm.
doing other people's hair was like a bonding time as well.
It
like
is.
a relationship kind of
Mm.
therapy kind of time, which is nice. And then in the end you look fabulous. So you know, I love
There we go. You feel
Exactly.
good.
feel good. It's
Exactly.
quite- yeah, I'm
Yeah.
conscious of the time.
Yeah. Got a meeting.
Businesswoman.
So before you go, give us one piece of advice
Yeah.
that you give to somebody who is not stuck, because I feel there's a lot of starting out business advice. Like maybe it's a few years into their business and they're kind of at a crossroads, don't know whether to stop the business or continue.
Ooh. I would say look at the numbers. The numbers always tell a story, and utilize your network, seek mentorship. Like mentorship is actually a game changer. I know it's a little bit corny and people always say like Black founders need money, they don't need more mentors,
Yeah.
which I agree. But there are some really, really good mentors,
Yeah.
and there's just find someone that's doing the numbers that you want to do, or is in the industry that you want to be in, or is just much larger than you. Because I do feel like once people get to a certain level of success, they do have a lot more free time to actually reach their hand back. And some of them feel a little bit guilty as well, like they want to help someone else. So I would say
Yeah. that's-
utilize your network and find the people who are like super successful, and realize that no one's out of reach. Like absolutely no one.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the collab with Beyonce, but it's coming.
It's coming. I believe it's coming.
You have to be a bit delusional and audacious. Like that's what you need, just a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know, to get where you need to
Yeah.
go. Like,
You have
100%,
to.
100%. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Yes, yeah.
And we have to go to the pop-up in Birmingham.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. So
22nd of September.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sending you the details. Be
amazing.
there. It's going to be a vibe.
It's in the bio.
It's in the bio, in the
Down
description.
there. It's gonna be there. And if you're already in Birmingham, great for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna travel to
travel.
Birmingham. We're gonna travel there.
Yeah.
Have to.
Let me get the box.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wait. I need to record this.
Make sure you subscribe to not only this YouTube channel,
Yeah.
but also subscribe. Get a subscription for this Treasure Tress
Yep.
box. Look at us.
Look at us. Follow it on Instagram as well.
But on Instagram, I think the at is on the yeah.
You're on
look,
TikTok, everything.
YouTube, Facebook,
Mhm.
TikTok, Instagram,
Yes.
Twitter,
All
it's
of
called
it.
X these days.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to update the
Go for
packaging.
it.
That's so
Yeah.
nice.
I don't think anyone cares about it called
Yeah.
Twitter. There you go. So guys,
Yeah, love this.
It's lit. Make sure you subscribe. Yeah.
Do that.
Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you use the hashtag Tutu's Podcast Conversation on Twitter or X. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And no, live show is tomorrow. So there is no live show to buy tickets for. Thanks for listening, guys. See you next week.